Teacher Buddy, peace and harmony with you here today. We are keying in on a very poignant viewer comment. And her question was, what if you don't know how to identify your needs? And in other words, this gal has been so inundated with narcissistic and psychopathic individuals, or she's so caught up in being other focused or trying to satisfy people that she doesn't have that locus of control within. So I want to address that question and kind of key it into what it is to move forward, especially with the I wants in the recovery journal. Oftentimes, coming into terms with the I wants is also the I need. It is coming to a root sort of solar plexus realization of what you need. And if you have been around, raised, or married to, or have a fiance, a lover with a narcissistic abuser, they will minimize your role, your place, your voice, your needs. They will not acknowledge them. In essence, it's like you almost feel like you are invisible. You are so depersonalized that you don't even feel that you have the warmth of human connection in your environment. The feel-good hugs, the pat on the back, the eye contact, these, and the touch on the skin. These are all part of being a person and part of creating that feeling of trust and connection that is created in human relationships, in family systems. So if you are not hugged, if you are not looked into the eyes with love, attention, and understanding, and listening and presence, if you are not given acknowledgement, a good job, you're not reinforced for doing the good things, then you don't know to continue it. So, for example, it's just kind of like with a dog. If you don't, when kids are, they're growing minds. So, for example, if you don't reinforce them what you want them to do, and teach them and train them, they don't know how to behave. They don't know how to take care of themselves. They don't develop in that stage of inner industry, the developmental stages of child psychology. They don't get into that autonomy. They don't get into that self-trust. They don't get into that ability to navigate through the various emotions and know that they can resolve things. They get stunted. They get stuck. They get what Freud would call, what did Freud call it? When someone is fixated at a specific level. So we hear about oral fixation, anal fixation. These, when people are stuck at a certain level, where they are stunted, they're kind of still at that immature level, and even as adults, they're stuck. They develop, perhaps Freud was really big into the fetishes, but the oral fixations, the smoking, the drinking, the overeating, these are all examples of oral fixation. And, the others, you can use your imagination. So, anyway, we are talking about, what are we talking about? We are talking about identifying your needs and how to come into contact with that after you've been so abused that you feel like you kind of don't even know where others end and you begin. And I know that this is like, how could anyone feel that way? Well, if you have been raised by alcoholic parents or abusive parents or cruel parents, you have learned to shut yourself out. You have learned to suffocate your voice. You have learned to suffocate your needs. You have learned to repress them, bury them, and then probably have a good deal of pain and anger surrounding this as well. And so if you don't have a resolve of this anger, it's going to continue and it's going to fester later in your life. And then you're going to constantly surround yourself with repeated emotions and repeated people who call forth that same violation and those same lessons and that same stuckedness that is, part of the abuse. So it's very important to try to realize that is why, the reason why. And once you can realize the reason why, you can then begin to identify with your needs and realize that you are important, that you're a separate person from the abuser. So it's very important to realize that. And I know that it's very intense, but you can begin with the I need. I need to know my needs. I need health. Start with something very, very basic. I need my health. I need to have my health as a priority. I need to have nutrition. I need to have nutrition rather than junk food. I need to be able to exercise. I need to be able to move. I need to be able to support myself financially. I need to be able to support myself emotionally. I need to be able to support myself physically. I need to have shelter. So these are coming into terms with your needs, and I need people who can help foster a sense of trust and interdependence rather than dependence. It's very important that one develop interdependence in relationship where it's a two-way, and each person has their own independence. So you have your own space, and your boundaries aren't being violated. So when we talk about this really in the recovery journal and finding out what your needs, you can furthermore develop your needs and do this as you work through, your I wants. In other words, looking at your needs becomes even a little bit more in depth than your wants as well. So the two can be combined, but I need to know that I have a sacred space in my life where I can always come to and have a recourse to reflection, understanding, and creativity or personal development. I need to know that I always have this and that I'm not being abused or taken advantage of. I know that I need to look after my food intake and I need to make sure that it's nutrient based and I'm giving myself all the various nutrients, the amino acids, the proteins, the live enzymes, the vitamin C, and not just junk food. So, these are the type of things that are, you need to develop and understand your needs. It's kind of like reparenting yourself, or as Freud would say, use your super ego, your higher consciousness, knowing what is good for you and then pursuing it and learning a little bit about it and then incorporating it into your life. And so, part of your other section can, I wouldn't always say I need, because it makes it sound like you don't have it yet or that you're too weak to get it. I need, and so you want to focus on what you want, and then really your action steps will be your behaviors that will help get you there. And that is kind of how you can break down your goals and realize how, what actual steps that you can take to get there. So when we talk about really looking forward to your wants, again, I want you to create an image of some things. I want you to get a magazine. If you can get, a woman's magazine, a guy's magazine, a home decorating magazine, a travel magazine, go ahead and go to your local grocery store or your local bookstore and pick up a couple magazines there that you can just flip through, even if you really don't read them. Go and get a magazine which has pictures of things that you find attractive. So things that might be recipes, it might be different food, it might be different scenery. It can just be a perfect sunset. It can be a garden. It can be a house farm, a horse farm. It can be a metropolitan setting. It can just be a swatch of color. Just go and flip through things and find out what resonates with you, what is meaningful to you. And if you can pick up a couple magazines that speak to you, and even if it's out of the ordinary, just say, I'm going to use these and I'm going to get a scissors And I want you to go and get a scissors with your magazines and a glue stick, and then also just get a poster board, which you can just get at your, dollar store or something of that nature, or any sort of drugstore, grocery store that has poster board, just like you might get for a kid's project. And I want you to bring those magazines and put them all out on the floor and start cutting out pictures of things that you like, things that you want. It can be, people that, people that are in the magazine, beautiful pictures of different homes, cars, pieces of jewelry, different things that you're interested in. It could be animals. You might, really want to have a new cat or a dog, or you might see a fitness, a picture of some fitness gear. So I want you to, or maybe you just, you love nature, so you want to cut out pictures of trees or beautiful lakes or pictures of the stars or the moon. Cut these out and create a collage. And these are going to be part of your vision board. These are things that speak to you and things that are going to help bring about more of that inspiration and get your imagination open. And it's going to help increase your focus. And it's going to help you define who you are, what you want, and what direction you'd like to head. We're going to talk about more about the vision board specifically and especially as it relates to John Assaraf and his wonderful book, The Answer, and how powerful a vision board can be for you moving forward, because it gives you a chance to dream, but more importantly, it opens up a portal to your future where you get the power of the subconscious mind really working to attract those events, those items into your life so it can become real. And this can even be for everything from relationships. You can cut out pictures of your perfect girl, your perfect guy, with different words that, or like a picture of a heart or stars around them, or different words that say, nice, and just, cut out the word nice and, glue it right next to this person. And as you do this, you are creating a vision board, and this will create a vision of what you want for your future. But more importantly, when you look at that and you have that around, you'll find that life begins to deliver those things with which you are seeking. And if it's whatever it is, if it's your job, you want to cut out a picture of something that looks like a desk with $sign, with a computer, or, you want to work with animals, or, you want to have a house, cut out a picture of a house that is attractive to you. You want to have a big bank account, cut out the word bank and then $signs, put that in part of there. Whatever it is that you're after, cut those out and develop your vision board. And it will help speak to you and help you identify what you need and what you want, and help open up the future and have those elements come together to help you satisfy those. Very powerful. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.